You can practically set a clock to a football coach's routine. Every minute of every hour of every day during the season is scheduled and has a purpose. But what about when the schedule says TBD? That's what it's like waiting to find out who you're going to face in a bowl game. Self-scouting and drilling fundamentals is productive and fills the time, but then all of a sudden a matchup against an unfamiliar opponent gets announced and everyone starts from scratch.
The month or so to prepare, I think, is big that way, and you really need it when you are preparing for someone that you don't know.
You have a lot more film to watch, and that's the first thing. You're anxious to get the film in and start watching and learning and seeing, I think, as much of, their personnel and their players and their scheme as you also learn and develop kind of how they develop during the year.
It is definitely helpful to have 2 weeks of just game planning because you want to get it as tight as possible and still do what you do, but take advantage of the things you can't take advantage for a new opponent.
This is the week Aranda and Rudolph plan, prepare, and install. The goal is to have everything in place before the team flies to San Diego. That way, they have a chance to adjust the game plan if they need to.
Two things you got to be careful with. I think you do have a lot of time, and a lot of time used wisely is good, and then a lot of time used that takes you away from what you need to do. You got to be smart.
There's a few days where you can have a little bit of trial and error in terms of practices. I think this is good. Let's look at it as best we can, replicate it on the practice field. You want to be able to stay within the framework of what got you to that bowl game, but want to keep the same template of protecting against our weaknesses and trying to maximize our strengths.
For UWBadgers.com, I'm Chris Hall.